Hi again. Here I will be showing how easily we can edit or modify an assembly and also adding sub-assemblies to it. I've got an example where I've created already an assembly calling it road 32 feet. To start, I'll go from palettes like home ribbon palettes. I will select this icon, which is tool palettes. The tool palettes menu will appear. I can just drag it to the area of the model space. From the tool palettes, I will select basic and select basic lane. I will get the properties of the basic lane. I'll just move it a little bit so I can see the assembly as well. It will be good to notice the advanced parameters at the bottom, which contains, for example, the side, whether to attach that assembly from the right or the left, the width of that lane or the basic lane, and the depth. So currently the width is set to 3.6 meter. I could maybe increase that to 4.20 meter. The depth is also set to 0.2 meter. I could make it, let's say, 0.3. The slope is -2%. I'm happy with that. So I am ready to create it now. Now to attach the subassembly, just click on the vertical red line and it will show that subassembly from the right because that is the option selected. Now I will jump to create the curb and we'll select basic curb from the tool palette. The properties of that basic curb will appear, and I am ready to, let's expand it a little bit to see the description. I've got the version, the side again, the attach point when I do the attachment to that curb, what's the width of the curb, the depth of the curb, depth below, back height, etc., etc. It's good to note that if you are not sure about the properties of that subassembly, just right click on it and click help, and in here it will give you like a sketch and describe what is meant by width, what is meant by depth, etc. And this table also indicates all the parameters that you do input for, with the description, the type, the default values, and other information. So yeah, it's easy and simple really to go and check these. I'll click basic curve again. So I am happy with all the default values. What I'll do now is I'll just attach the basic curve. So I'll zoom in to the marker area at the end of the carriageway and click here, and here we go. We've got the curb attached. There are a lot of other generic curbs, and specifically there is, if you notice, there is a complete set called curbs, and it's got different type of curbs in here where it's got more complex properties with foundation under the curb. But I'll continue with that basic curb at the moment. Now I will jump into choosing the Urban Sidewalk to add the sidewalk or the footway. Again, in the advanced parameters, I will modify the parameters here a little bit. So for the inside boulevard width, it says 0. No, I need a buffer of, let's say, 1 meter. Then the sidewalk would be 1.5 meter. Then outside buffer boulevard width as 1 meter again. The slope is 2%. I'm happy with that. The depth is 0.1. No problem. And now I'll zoom in to that curb and click to the marker to sign the footway. So we've got the 1 meter buffer, you've got the footway, and you've got the other 1 meter from the other side. Now, the last thing to do for my cross section is to do the daylight. So I'll go back to basic and select basic side slope cut ditch. Again, you've got the parameters at the bottom here. You could define, different slopes for cut and fill and other properties, but I'll accept all the default here and go to the marker at the edge of the subassembly and click there, and you can see the daylight for the cut going up and for the fill going down. Now, instead of repeating the process for the other side, there is a trick where you can do a mirror. I'll be showing that in another video. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your time.